Hello everyone, welcome to DevOps Era. So in this video we are going to learn about the SonarQube and how to install the SonarQube in the AWS EC2 instance. Alright, so let's get started. So what is SonarQube? SonarQube is a static code analysis tool. Okay, it is a code quality assurance tool that collects and analyzes source code and provide report for the code quality of your project. It combines static and dynamic analysis tools and enables quality to be measured continuously over time. So, okay, it is basically used for security vulnerabilities and also used to discover the application bugs. So, as soon as like the code is committed, there is a process of running sonar scan, okay, and that will give the entire report. It will show you like if your code have any bugs, okay. So that was a brief overview about SonarQube. Okay, let's quickly check the architecture. Okay, so this is the SonarQube. So it is having a Sonar server and a UI web. So by the end of this lecture, we will be seeing the UI, and also it has a database. So for this demo, we will be using the PostgreSQL as its database. All right. So let's get started. So I have documented the steps involved in installing the SonarQube in my GitHub repository. So I will be sharing the link in the description. All right. Without further ado, let's get started. So steps to install. So we need to have a EC2 instance, and we will be opening the port 9000. So that is 9000 is a default port for SonarQube. Okay. All right. So I have a separate video where I have shown like how to create the EC2 instance in AWS cloud. So here I will quickly go through that. But if you are not sure, then please watch my previous video. Okay. So I have given name. I will select Ubuntu as my OS, and I will be selecting version as 1804. Right, great. Okay, now instance type. Now, as I showed in the architecture diagram, so we have UI web component as well as the database, right? So we will need more CPU and memory. So I will be selecting T2 dot small. Okay, and then the key pair I already have it, so I will be selecting the existing one, and here in the network security group I will be adding a security rule where I will be opening the port 9000. Okay, okay, okay. All right, awesome. Let's quickly check. Okay, Ubuntu T2 dot small security group. All right, let's launch instance. Okay, so the detailed steps are here. Okay, and once the instance is created, we will be logging to the instance, and then we will be making some modification in the config file. All right, so let's wait till the instance is up and running. Okay, we see the instance is currently in pending state. Okay, I'm pausing the video. Okay, cool. I see it is up and running. So let me connect to it. Okay, so I'm pasting this command to connect. See, yes. Okay, all right. Now that we are connected, we will be opening the system config file. Okay, so the command is sudo and it is inside etc. Okay, so here I will be adding this VM max map count. So this is a kernel parameter that defines the maximum count of the map memory regions allowed in the system, and the file max sets the maximum number of file handles that Unix Linux kernel will allocate. Okay, so I'm just copying this. I am pasting it in my config file. Okay, let me save it. Okay, great. So this step is done. Then we will verify uh, if it is updated correctly or not by giving this command. Okay, okay. So there is some error while copying, but yeah, we can see this is been updated. All right. Now we will be changing the host name of our Ubuntu server to SonarQube. Okay, it is success. Then we will performing the update on the system. Okay, so once it is updated, then we will be installing the uh, Docker Compose. Okay, so Docker Compose is basically a tool that was developed to help define and share the multi-container application. And with the help of that, we can create a YAML file to define the services with just a single command. We can spun up everything. Okay, so we will look that. And firstly, we will then be installing the Docker Compose. Okay, let me just copy this. Okay, the system update is done. Now let's install the Docker Compose. Okay, sudo get install Docker Compose. Okay, uh, so once the installation is completed, we will be adding the current user to the Docker, right? So this is the command to do so. Okay, let's give it a minute. Okay, yeah, I think it is done. Now we will be adding the user to Docker. Okay, the user is added. So once it is added, then we will be creating a Docker Compose YAML file. Okay, so for that, I will be opening that Docker Compose YAML file in the via editor. Right, so this is the command. Okay, once it is done, then I will be copying this code. So if you see, this is the code that will be helping us spin up SonarQube as well as PostgreSQL, right? So here I will be creating a separate video for the YAML as well as for the Docker Compose, but for the purpose of this demo, just copy this code and paste it here. Okay, I'm going to save it. Okay, great. Now it's time that we should bring up our container. Okay, so this is the command, that is docker compose up slash d. So dash d means it is running in a detached mode. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, so we can check the logs by giving docker compose logs command. Okay, think I miss sudo docker compose. Okay, it's wrong. Right. There is a mistake in the this command, I think. So you have to give sudo docker compose log dash dash follow. Okay, and once that is done, then you should be able to see that the SonarQube is up and running. All right. Um, so now it is time to check the UI. Okay. So this was the command sudo docker compose logs follow. Okay. Now let's go quickly and check the UI using the DNS. So this will be your SonarQube URL, and then the port is 9000. All right, it is spinning up. We can quickly log in. Just have to give some ID password. Then we can quickly change the password. Okay, let me update. Don't want to save it. It is loading up. So it is loading up for the first time. So it may take some time. Okay, let's give it a minute. All right, guys. We see the SonarQube UI is now up. So we have successfully installed SonarQube in EC2 instance. In my next video, I will be showing how to integrate SonarQube with Jenkins. I hope this video was useful and you learned how to configure and install SonarQube in Ubuntu EC2 AWS instance. Alright, if you guys are finding my videos useful, then please consider subscribing. Thank you and have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.